Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Today we're going over the Odd Eyes Magician, also known as OEM deck profile. I really like this deck, and there's a lot of variations to play this. While they all have very similar context, I feel that there's still those different techs or different cards that you guys could play to make this deck into what you feel will be the succeeding deck. I don't feel that there's definitely one viable source. I think that there's so many more, but let's get into my version of the Odd Eyes OEM deck profile. And I promise you it is probably one of the more interesting ones, but we're gonna start off with monsters. 3 Odd Eyes. I'll talk to you guys why I don't run 2. I mean, 2 would be, to a lot of people's eyes, 2 would be better, but I'll explain that later. 3 Old Dragon Magician. I'll also explain this card. This card's nasty. 3 Wisdom Eye. 3 Dragon Pit. 3 Perform Pal Scrollback Joker. 2 Magispector Kieran. I'll explain this card later. Again, that card's boss too. 2 Dragon Pulse. Also have to explain that. 2 Miss Valley Apex Evian. 1 Noble Dragon, Glow Bulb, explain that one later, and Zank Magician. As for spells, 3 Upstart, 3 Pendulum Call, 2 Sky Iris, 2 Wavering Eyes, Raigeki, Foolish, Odd Eyes, and Terraforming. For traps, just Vanities and Solemn Warning. Now, whoo! I said it was a lot of stuff I will explain, and this deck, I swear, this deck is so fun to play. Even for the people that don't play this competitively, I've seen so many people pick up this because they've noticed when I picked up the deck, I was like, oh, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, and there's so many great wacky combos that you can play within this deck that makes a lot of people wonders like, oh my god, why is it so fun? I mean, if you guys want to give a relevance to how fun this deck, it reminds me of the Synchro Cat Blackwing Gladiator Beast format, where you could just play either of those 3 or a couple other decks in between and still have successful variations of all of those decks. But I think I'll just talk about the triple copy of Odd Eyes. Yes, Odd Eyes only searches just about 1 card in here, which is Wisdom Eye. Sometimes Noble Dragon, I guess. I mean, it's not really an optimal search, but it is what it is. I run 3 copies of Odd Eyes because it's an XE target, because I want to see Odd Eyes as fast as possible, and because at the very worst, it is a 2500 scale monster that inflicts double the damage. Now, don't get me wrong, double the damage isn't really that great, and it's not really something to, completely scuff at, but it's just the fact that I want to see this card to get off all my combos as fast as possible. I felt that playing 3 was optimal, and if I'm going to play cards like Sky Iris and Terraforming, I might as well just play max of whatever I'm trying to get into. The Old Dragon Magician, I actually thought that card would have been best at 1 until I realized that it being a level 6 spellcaster is probably one of the more broken things that could have happened for it. It is a scale 2 on top of that. It allows me to be able to pendulum summon or have a full scale. And if you guys have noticed, the biggest weakness with this deck is that I only run 1/8 scale. And you could correct that. I was actually thinking about correcting that by dropping a couple cards for what's that damn card called? Eccentric Archfiend, but then I realized Eccentric Archfiend won't even summon Odd Eyes, so it's like, whatever, I don't even care. I just really feel by the time that I went through my Dragon Pit Magicians, I already won. So, I've never really had the problem of needing more 8 scales. If all those fails, Scrollback Joker is an 8, I mean, it's not the best 8, but it's an 8. Man, where else could I talk about? The 2 copies of Dragon Pulse Magician, I play them because they're Earth. Really, that's genuinely the reason. I've seen a lot of people play 1, which is amazing. If you want to play 1, hey, more power to you. I actually approve of you playing 1, and I understand why you play 1. But I play 2 because it's Earth, and obviously that'll show why. It'll show up why. Glow Bulb was also an amazing card. It makes all my 7s 8s, which allow me to get into Ignister. It makes my 6s 7s, which allows me to go into Clear Wing or Meteor Burst, and it also allows me to make Naturia Beast through Dragon Pulse Magician, which is the reason why I play 2. Upstart Goblins, I just feel they're mandatory right now. I mean, I hate giving my opponent 1,000 life points, but hey, it is what it is. Foolish Burial is to send Noble Dragon and Glow Bulb. As much as people like to say that Noble Dragon isn't such a great card, you need that card. I mean, that card provides so many opportunities for you to make just Meteor Burst Dragon or to, just make some really good plays within itself. And Meteor Burst Dragon isn't necessarily a bad card. I actually kind of feel bad for only playing 1. I feel like I should be playing more, but hey, it is what it is. There's really not much else to say about this. I mean, everything else is pretty much standard. I wanted to run multiple copies of Odd Eyes Fusion, but for right now, Odd Eyes Fusion isn't the best card in the world. I think that was another reason why I was playing 3 Odd Eyes, because at first I was running 2 copies of Odd Eyes Fusion, which, I mean, if you do start fusing with Odd Eyes when it's face up on the field, it is so many nutty plays that you guys can make with it. So I'm definitely probably going to try to find room for another Odd Eyes Fusion and try to go that route with abusing my fusion cards and just making my opponent pay for, you know, having fusion cards like that, or being able to fuse. Yeah, everything else is, like I said, pretty much standard, pretty simple, pretty standard. We'll go into the extra deck. Alright guys, a lot of tough decisions were made in the making of this extra deck, because, like I said, it's only 15 slots, and I think I wanted to be as flashy as possible. I wanted to play some of the most obscure combos in this deck. So for the people that wanted to play competitive, you could just take the obscure combos out and then just hone on its energy to play just, you know, the best available card. You guys have to use the Force. And for the people that just wanted to play Odd Eyes Magician for fun, you can obviously look at it like, oh my god, he has so many fun cards in here, let's play it. I wanted to keep a median of both while still staying in a competitive range. 2 copies of Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. Card's freaking amazing. I mean, if there was some way to merit me playing 3, I would, but I think 2, even 1, or even more than 1 is a little much, but 2 seems like a fine spot. 1 copy of Ebon Illusion Magician. Another one of those fun cards, and it has so many crazy plays in here. Like, I love this card. Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. When you do summon it, you win. So, I mean, that's that. Or if you summon it properly, I apologize. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This card seals off the game. Utopia Beyond. This actually helps for the OTK. It reduces all your opponent's monsters to 0. And then, yeah, it causes further problems. Keep in mind, it's also a 6. Another amazing card in here is Naruto the Mortal Leader. This card's freaking awesome. Mainly because I have 5 monsters to make into it. And then once I make it, I make it. Castell and Dweller. I just felt that, you know, if I mean, I don't necessarily go into rank 4s, but if I'm going to go into rank 4, I'm going to go to one that's going to prevent my opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For a turn, or a card that's going to get over a problematic resource. I mean, like I said, I rarely go into 4s, but I mean, if I were to go into 4s, I think that those would be the best. Naturia Beast. Now, this card single-handedly wins games. This is for the opponents that make me go first. I make this card, and then if I'm playing against, you know, Pepe or OEM, they scoot. There's nothing that they can do about it. I just flat out win. Ignisters, I mean, like I said, I can make it with Glow Bulb. You don't necessarily have to special summon the Draco Slayers and all that other stuff to gain its effects. I could be destroying my opponent's Pendulum cards, but you know, that's a thing. Meteor Burst Dragon. Meteor Burst Dragon is a card that I said I wanted to play 2 of. Its effect is really good, especially when playing against Cosmo. Clearwink, overall amazing card. And 2 copies of Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. I can make it twice. I mean, I am playing 2 Absolute, and I am playing Odd Eyes Fusion. Card that I really wanted to, you know, give some recognition was the First of Dragons. I do play 5 normal monsters, and if I ever so happen to get 2 of them on the field, I can Odd Eyes Fusion, or yeah, I can Odd Eyes Fusion to the First of Dragons, and then my opponent's not gonna like a 2700 body that's, you know, kind of unaffected by stuff. So, I mean, it's just a shout out. It's something that I haven't been playing. It's something that I would like to play if I had the room, or if I had enough consistency to summon it. The extra deck is very self-explanatory, as you guys can see. I'm pretty sure a lot of players are drooling over, oh my god, he's playing like nostalgic great cards like Ebon Illusion Magician. He can get off 2 Odd Eyes Vortex, and he's even playing some very awkward cards in Naruto Leader and the Utopia. There's a little bit of something for everybody to like within this extra deck, but I think it's time for us to go into the combos. Alright guys, within this deck there is way too many combos to go over. What I'm going to show you guys is some of my most favorite combos that I have done to somebody while playing this deck. My first favorite combo is, like, I think this is just really standard. It requires any combination of any of these cards I'm about to say above. It's so easy, and it's so many ways to make into this combo. For this specific combo, I'm going to go with just almost a perfect 10. We're going to go Pendulum Call, Noble Dragon Magician, and Perform Pal Skullbat Joker. What we're going to do is we're going to normal summon the Perform Pal Skullbat Joker, and barring my opponent doesn't have Effect Veiler, because who plays those type of cards, we're going to add Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon from our deck to our hand. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to activate Pendulum Call to discard the Noble Dragon Magician to add both of Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse Magician from our deck to our hand. Consequently, you can also add Oath Dragon Magician, but that's for a different combo and some other crazy stuff that this deck can do. Since now this is in our graveyard, that's in our hand, we're gonna go ahead and set up our scales. And provided that, you know, there's nothing else, we're just gonna Pendulum Summon. And we're going to Pendulum Summon Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. We're going to activate Noble Dragon Magician to make it 4, and then Noble Dragon Magician gets Special Summon. Furthermore, we're going to Exceed Summon, and since we use an Odd Eyes monster, Noble Dragon Magician does go back into our deck, and we are going to Synchro Summon for Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. Meteor Burst Dragon goes ahead and Special Summons the Dragon Pit Magician to our side of the field. Then from there on out, we can Exceed Summon into Vortex. Consequently, you can also get Dragon Pulse Magician and then Exceed Summon into a Dweller or Castell if you need to get over an opponent's monster, but we're going for the optimal combo. We're going to make the Vortex. Now we're going to enter battle phase and we're going to attack with the Perform Pal Scrollback Joker. It doesn't matter what the Perform Pal Scrollback Joker is attacking to, because we're going to negate it with Absolute Dragon. And then since Absolute Dragon negated a monster's attack, you can special summon an Odd Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard. This time it's going to be Meteor Burst Dragon. Now we're going to swing for 50 or 5,300 damage. So yeah, it is what it is. If we had another monster that happens to be, I don't know, 2,700 attack, we win the game. Or if that's 2,300 attack, we win the game. So, you know, it is what it is. Really like that combo. It's very standard, very easy to set up. The next combo I want to talk to you guys about is like the dumbest simple combo ever. Foolish Burial and Dragon Pulse Magician. Like I said, there's so many other ways to make this combo. I'm just gonna go, you know, as fast as possible into the most optimal way. So we're playing against OEM or Pepe or, you know, any pendulum-based deck. We're gonna summon Dragon Pulse Magician, then we're gonna Foolish Burial, and gee, you won't believe what we're gonna Foolish Burial. We're gonna Foolish Burial Global, and then with Global, we're gonna get sad because we're gonna mill something, I don't know, like Oath Dragon Magician to our graveyard. Then we're gonna special summon. Now we're gonna Synchro Summon into the monster that's literally, I'm serious, the only reason why I'm saying that it's worth the neg is because against the set decks that I said, it's gonna win us the game. We're gonna go into Naturia Beast, and then we're gonna tell our opponent, would you like to shake my hand now or later, because they can't set up their scales, and it's not too many monsters that they play that get over Naturia Beast. So yeah, it's not really much else to say about that. This is probably outright can win you the game in that matchup, even the mirror match. Next is going to require you already having scales and Perform Pal Skull Joker in your field, and also Kieran in your hand. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to Pendulum Summon the Kieran. Kieran's effect is going to target Perform Pal Skullback Joker and an opponent's monster, return them both to the hand. Then we're just going to normal summon the Skullback Joker again, and Skullback Joker is going to add us whatever we want to our hand. So I just thought that that was really neat that we, you know, we could do stuff like that with Kieran. Kieran is an amazing card, and I didn't touch up on it because I felt that it's mandatory in just about every Pendulum deck that can play 6s, or that can special summon 6s. This card's amazing. The next combo is basically, trust, I've done it once, but it's so fun. We're gonna have Ebon Magician on the field with a material. Yes, on that time that when I did have Ebon, it was a Naruto because I used his 2 materials. This game was very long, so then I just went ahead and made Ebon. I had an Odd Eyes Vortex in the extra deck. So the first thing we're gonna do, my opponent had stuff, so I detached a special summon. And the monster that I special summoned threw them completely off guard because they're like, okay, he's gonna try to swing for 1,500, you know, for 1,800. No, I went ahead and special summoned the Dragon Pit. It threw my opponent off and he didn't know what to do. So I attacked with the Dragon Pit, I banished the monster, then I attacked. Main phase 2, I Pendulum summoned the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon since I got rid of the back row. And then I Exceed summoned into, I don't know, just any of the cards that, you know, would have got me victory. It just so happened this time around it was Flare Metal Dragon. But you could go into Absolute Dragon itself and then prevent your opponent from attacking you that one good time. There actually is one more combo I would like to mention, and it's gonna require Freak Show, 2 level 7 dragons. It's gonna require Odd Eyes on the field, and we're gonna replace this with, where is that card? We're gonna replace this. Where is that card? I only play one of it. It's the Shang Magician. We're gonna place that with the Shang Magician, and then we're gonna have Odd Eyes in our extra deck. So basically, the first thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna make Absolute Odd Eyes Dragon, a normal monster, a monster that can be summoned through ranks. Then we're gonna special summon our Pendulum Dragon, and then we're gonna overlay to that, and that's game. That's pretty much it. Nothing the opponent can do. This has been the Cali Effect. It's been really fun with you guys. I have to go to locals now. Over and out.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. if you guys want to buy some of the cheapest cards online from your favorite YouTuber of all time, you can go to the description. It's going to take you to my latest binder update. Consequently, if you guys want to see more Cali Effect videos, you can always click on the left or right. The left video is going to take you to how to play Odd Eyes Magician, and the right is me actually playing the deck, you guys seeing it in action. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.